Dear viewers, today our video is about a very interesting topic: how can we write a story? I'm sure that this is going to be a very interesting video for all the levels, for all the students, and this can be an entertaining video for those who are not students. How can we write a story? Yes, story writing is very much connected with storytelling. If we see, dear children, all the primitive books, all the religious books, the Bible, if I'm not wrong, is based upon the storytelling. Our Holy Quran, two-thirds of the Holy Quran is based on the stories, and this is the way the God Almighty has chosen to teach His creatures and to teach the mankind, because this is a very interesting method. Everybody like it, the mankind especially, because we are not going to listen to someone for a long time if the storyteller is not having an interesting way. So this was all about the importance of a story. Let's come to the point. Dear children, a good story writing is having these key points. A good story is having a cause and effect. A good story is having connection. For example, if we are asked to write a story about a greedy dog, yes, once upon a time, this is a phrase that we can start an imaginary story with it. Fine, once upon a time, there was a dog. He was very greedy. Now, he was very greedy. This is actually the cause. And the whole story that we will write, that will be in its effect. Now, this story must have a connection. Now, how can we create a connection in the story? Here, in story writing, our each adjective or our each adverb, it should be meaningful. If it is meaningful, then it would have a connection with the next coming clause, which is coming next. So, this is the story that is about a greedy dog. Here, we do not need any interesting adverb or any interesting adjective. Now, you can see that these are the points which we have mentioned here. Now, dear children, this is a story that the moral is already known to us. We are not going to create a story. Now, what is usually confusion with the students when they sit an exam and when they are asked to write a story upon a moral which is given to them, they usually start a story, they abruptly introduce a character, and they abruptly move towards the ending, which is not a good story. Some students write a very long story, they prolong their story, and they consider that this might be a good story. But if there is no cause and effect and there is no connection in the story, that would not be a good story. Now, in this story, as moral is already known to us and we have just to construct a story, we have to see these points. Okay, the first point is found a bone. Now, some students go in the detail that the dog might have stole this bone, or he might have found it from a butcher's shop. Now, this is not our major concern with it, that from which source he might have got this bone. But just this much is enough that he found a bone. Fine. Our next point is that he wanted to enjoy it alone. Now, as he was a greedy dog, he was having this distinctive wrong, this bad quality that he was jealous, he was greedy. Fine. Now, this is why to write this point here, wanted to enjoy it alone, because this point is having connection with our third point. The third point is that going towards a town side or going towards a jungle, this is also not our main concern, that whether he was going to a jungle or whether he was going to a town side or maybe he was coming back from a jungle, he was coming back from a town side. This we can write in our own words, fine. But the second point is having a connection with the third point, fine. Now, this third point is having a connection with our next point, bridge. How can we introduce a bridge? As he was going towards a town side, or he was coming back from a jungle, so he was crossing over a bridge. Now, why to introduce a bridge here? Because this is having a connection with our next point, that is a clear stream. Now, as this is already mentioned here, that we should be very thoughtful, we should be very cautious in order to choose an adjective here. So we have chosen this clear stream. Now, a stream can, like, this is not necessary for a stream that it must be clear, fine. But here in this story, we need a clear stream, fine. Okay, so he was crossing over a bridge. Underneath was flowing a clear stream. Now, a clear stream is acting here as a mirror, fine, because this point is connected with our next point. Okay, he saw his reflection in the clear stream and he thought it as for another dog. Now, the next point is, now till this, if we are having cause and effect in the story, the next points we can write in our own words. Like, as he jumped up, he attacked, fine. Normally, we mankind, we consider that animals don't have mind, fine. So if we are to attack someone, this is not necessary that we have to open our mouth as well. But here, yes, as this is an imaginary story, fine, you can write in your own words here, that he jumped up, he attacked, and by the moment his mouth got opened and he lost his own bone, fine. So basically it dropped off. Now we can come to the moral, that greed is curse, fine. And greed is, as this is a quality where we are not satisfied with what we already have. So, dear children, as we always try and test our medicines, our vaccines on animals. So this is an imaginary story. Here we are testing and trying it on animals here. So I hope that you may find this video interesting, and if you find it interesting, you can share it with your friends, and you can write your views in the comment box. And if you have not subscribed my channel yet, so you can subscribe and you can press the bell icon in order to get more notification of such informative videos. For this, thank you and goodbye.